friends, and welcome back to the Positive Amputee. My name is Amanda Marie, and in today's video, I'm gonna go through my post-op follow-up with my surgeon and the pathology results. Because I actually can't bring my electric wheelchair out of my house, I had to use the manual wheelchair that was at the hospital. This time I didn't have to wait very long before going into an assigned room. I was going to record a video of them taking my stitches out, but there were no stitches to take out. They only just had these dissolvable ones, so yeah. And they also had these stirry strips that had to come off as well. I was recording, and then all of a sudden I heard this sweet sound of his voice and a knock on my door, and I completely panicked and stopped recording for some reason. And so I'm just gonna have to tell you the great news. If you haven't guessed by the spoiler alert in this title, as well as my celebration at the start of this video, my tumor is benign. The crazy thing here is that my tumor had actually gotten so big, it grew its own tumor. But both of those tumors are benign. If you're wondering what that means, that's the good word. That means not cancerous. Benign means not cancer. Malignant means cancer. We're super happy that it is benign. This time I was actually present in the moment and not high out of my mind on drugs, so I was actually able to absorb the information. So far, everything is going really well. His immediate reaction when he walked into the room was, "You look fabulous." For starters, thank you. He was actually super surprised how well I was doing and thought that my healing was going astronomically well. He explained to me that the nerves had just become this huge knot of tumor nerves and that he could understand why it was so painful. He was able to get both of the tumors out. However, it did come with some not as great news that he wasn't able to do the TMR because there was absolutely no viable muscle. I mean, definitely I would have preferred that I had viable muscle, because what that means is, well, it means a few things. I mean, I'm not super excited about the fact that there's like useless muscle sitting there in that leg for obvious reasons, but also the fact that it potentially can actually grow back. Now, there's good news to this situation. Nerves take so incredibly long to grow, so any abnormal cells or any tumor that could potentially grow in the future would take like a super long time to grow back, because I think it's something like 1 millimeter a month, if not less than that. If it does grow back, which hopefully it doesn't, that means that it's going to be, hopefully another 10 years before I have to have surgery on it again. As well as something he did to help prevent issues occurring in the future with this is he basically, I don't know that he used this word, but my understanding was like he cauterized, basically destroyed the end of the nerve in hopes that the signal wouldn't try to keep going through, and that those abnormal cells, if it was going through, would stop and they wouldn't actually start to like build up. If it does happen, he was hoping to prevent further pain that I was experiencing by burying it very, very deep under the bone. Therefore, the nerve itself and that tumor, if it does grow back, won't be right up against the front part of my leg, which would be rubbing against the prosthesis, causing it to be irritated and potentially have more pain and issues. Overall, Dr. McCarty is actually super happy with how everything went. He was just overall impressed with the progression of how I was healing. He asked if I was happy and how I was feeling. Maybe it is his eyes. Maybe it's the fact that he just took a tumor out of me. Maybe it's Maybelline. But somehow I now have gained a new sense of confidence, and my response to him is, "I'm so happy I could kiss you. But don't worry, I won't." He responds back with, "Well, there is this virus going around right now in the middle of a pandemic, or else I would."
Code blue, second floor. Code blue, second floor.
So I say, well, that's what's stopping you? I totally thought that your reason would have been that it's inappropriate that I'm hitting on my doctor right now. Dr. McCuddy goes 50 shades of red. The nurse in the room bends over laughing, and I'm pinching myself that this is not a dream. He explained to me that it's probably a euphoria experience that it seemed like I was going through. I'm not sure if he was talking about from the positive results of the surgery or his beautiful eyes, but yeah, man, I'm definitely going through a euphoria experience right now. Oh boy, I just hope he never watches my vlogs. I did tell him it was for my YouTube channel, so I hope that he never comes searching for this content. And I mean, Dr. McCuddy, if you're watching right now, he talks about the next steps and where I can go with my recovery. I'm allowed to actually get soap on it to clean it up now. I'm not allowed to have like a soaking bath just yet until probably another week or two. I miss having bubble baths. Oh my goodness, they're like my favorite thing ever. So I already have a bath bomb and a coconut face mask like ready to go for my first bath. I'm absolutely treating myself when I'm allowed to again. I'm not yet allowed to put on my prosthesis yet, but the liner that goes around it, he said in the next few weeks, I can start just putting the liner on my leg. So that way I start adjusting back to it and that pressure again. I'm only gonna ease into it, so probably in another week or so, I'm gonna try putting it on for even just 5 minutes at a time, a few times a day, and then working my way back up to then putting it on longer, then getting the prosthesis on, and then actually going for a little walk. The time frame here, he didn't give me one. He said, I'm not gonna give you a time frame because you know your body and you're healing really well. So if I tell you one thing and you're ready sooner or not ready yet, I want you to just go by how you feel inside. Oh boy. That's some dangerous advice. I should not be going off of how I'm feeling inside for certain reasons, or maybe I should be. I'm trying to curb my inappropriateness and just really stay professional. Okay, so then he talks to me and shows me something called scar massage therapy. So I've personally never heard of scar massage therapy before, but he gave me a pamphlet on it, and then as well he offered to show me how it's done. In what world am I ever turning that down? He did a little example on me of how to do the scar massage therapy. Guys, at this point, I wish I could have actually been enjoying his hands on me, but I couldn't. It actually really hurt. It was very tender, and that's actually, I guess, what part of the process is. About 2 to 3 weeks after surgery, it's important to start doing this. As long as the wound has healed and it's by no means open in any way. He recommended that I use Vaseline specifically on the incision, but it does say like no scented cream or lotion is also acceptable. You're gonna take like your thumb or your finger pad and you're going to very gently massage the area of where the incision is at. You're supposed to use a little bit of pressure, however, not too much where you're actually causing any damage to the skin at all. And the advice they gave me here was that if I'm not feeling any pain at all, that I'm not pushing hard enough. Isn't that a lesson in life in general? Over time, the pain will become less and less. And the reasoning why he suggests doing this, actually, there's a few different reasons. One of them being the scar tissue can actually become quite thick and raised up, which is actually how a lot of my previous scars are on my leg. This can actually help soften the tissue and help it become more flat and stream with the rest of your skin. Scars can also leave you with this very sensitive feeling or even a lack of feeling, which I actually have both of those from previous surgeries in different spots. If I run my finger like down my entire leg or my hand down my entire leg, I will have a plethora of different sensations, starting from like on the regular skin. There's a few areas where it took me a lot longer for that section to heal, and those ones tend to be either where I feel extreme sensitivity or like less than 0.5% of feeling in there. Some of them it's like I know my finger's running over it, but maybe I've only got like a little bit of feeling there. Like if I wasn't watching and knowing I was doing it, I'm not sure how much I would actually even be able to tell that something was touching in those spots. Regular massaging of this can actually help prevent those sensitivity fluctuations. Eventually, the sensitivity and tenderness will hopefully then be dialed back a bit. I also don't have a problem with my scars being noticeable. I actually think that scars tell a story, and they really show long term how resilient I've been. I know when I look back at my little leg now, when I look at those scars, I never think negative emotions towards them. They are great reminders of what I've been through, how strong I am, how resilient I am, and what I've conquered in my life. And it gives me this feeling like, yeah, if I could do that, like I can take on way more than I realize I can even take on. I did ask him about the photo he took during operation of the inside of my leg before he removed the tumors out, and he said that he would be emailing it to me in a completely separate video. I think I'm just gonna upload like the progression of everything. I do realize that some of those images are going to be graphic and not for everybody, so I don't want to surprise anybody with my insides. I'd rather give you like a pre-warning about that. My friends actually made this into a really fun road trip. They took me to my favorite fast food place called Globally Local. I also got donuts from my favorite place, Global Donuts. And then on the way back, we actually made a trip and stopped at the pet store because it was actually my Lola's birthday and I hadn't been able to get her a gift given my circumstances. So they helped me pick out a gift by going inside the store, and then they just took pictures of things that they thought that I would want to get for her, and then I could pick out exactly what she could have without actually going into the store. The most important thing about all of this is they really made the day about embracing every single moment we were in and just making the best out of every second. I mean, isn't that what great friends are for? Sure, but I honestly feel just so lucky and blessed that I have so many of them that it makes it so easy to stay positive. Now that I've actually thrown out a few local shops, and for me, supporting local and small businesses is like one of the most important things when it comes to where I shop. I want to share with you today 2 of my sources who have helped me out huge throughout different periods of my life that have really helped me keep a positive lifestyle, mentally and physically. The first one is my personal trainer, Samantha Mills. Please go check out her channel on YouTube as well as her Instagram page. I will link them down below. She's doing a few awesome giveaways this month that are solely focused around helping support those small local businesses. Definitely go check her out. It helps support the community in so many different ways. The second person I would like to give a shout out to is my yoga instructor, and more specifically, the studio that she teaches out of. And I'm sorry if I'm saying this wrong, but Mandakani Studio. They're doing this super amazing retreat that's online. Anybody can check it out. It doesn't matter where you are currently living, you will be able to get in on this awesome deal. The woman who runs this studio is one of the sweetest people that I've ever met, so you will definitely love her, so you got to check it out. Again, I will put all that information in the description box and link it all below, so that way you can check it out if it's something that you would be interested in. A lot of people always ask how I stay so positive, and it's surrounding myself with positive lifestyle choices and people. Although I always seem positive, that's not the case. There have been times where I was just struggling through a lot. These practices and these people really help remind me what my goals were and what I was worthy of and the sense of value to myself. So I would really like to not just give them a shout out for being so awesome, but also help if there's any way to help support their businesses. I'm huge on community, and I think the more that we help each other, the more that energy gets put out into the universe, and it does help come back onto us and radiate us all. If you have any questions at all, or if there's a certain topic you would like to see me make a video about, please go ahead, comment below. I would love to hear your suggestions. I have a list of ideas started, so I'm slowly checking them off, making different content for you guys. So yeah, if you have any questions or things you would like to see, please feel free to ask. I'm super open about the subject. I want to thank everybody for the incredible feedback and support I've received this far. I'm absolutely thrilled and somewhat even surprised with the overall positive response that I've been receiving, but it definitely makes me happy, and yeah, I just want to say thank you for that. All the subscriptions, likes, views, shares, they really help my channel grow, and the more I grow, the more I can reach out and expand to other people who might also be going through a similar circumstance. And yeah, I just want to let them know, like, you're not alone, and there's people out there that you can reach out to for a community and for support, and to let you know that, like, you got this, you can do this. Once again, thank you everybody for liking this video and subscribing to this channel. And until next time, know that I am sending you peace, love, and positive vibes, my friends. Bye.